You're probably wondering who this good-looking guy on the other side of the picture is with me. Were you wondering that? Yeah. This is my friend Boas, Boas Anderson from Denmark. Hello, my
Hello,
friend.
hello. How are you doing?
I'm great. Well, thank you for joining me today. And, we have some exciting news for you and I to announce today.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them?
Well, it's gonna be a blast, but we're making a new podcast.
We are.
Yeah,
And
and we did a long
it's
time. It's
and it's very different from anything that we've ever done. It's a
eh,
cooking show.
you might say it's out of your profession.
It is totally out of my profession. You might and you should say that, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Boaz is a chef, a professional chef. He's actually he has actually been one of the personal chefs for the Queen of Denmark. And that's something not too many people can say, huh?
Not even in Denmark.
Not even in Denmark, that's right.
Only a few
So
have done.
so you're a good cook, and I've eaten your food. You and I've spent time there in Denmark together, and you've been here in Nashville visiting me also. And we even had you cooking one day for the homeless, and made a big
That,
deal about our royalty chef serving under the bridge. That was fun.
that was a party.
Yeah, it was. That
Yeah,
was pretty cool.
that's very cool.
So, Boaz, one of the reasons we decided to do this podcast was mostly because we have, 89% of the people who watch us are guys. And guys are notorious for not knowing how to cook.
How
And
about that?
so we thought we'd reach out a little bit more. And in the interest of providing all things to all people, and especially the metal community, we decided to have a heavy metal chef do a show. And the name of your show is what again?
It's the Headbangers Cookbook.
Headbangers Cookbook with Chef Boas. How cool is
Exactly.
that?
It's very cool.
So, what do
Yeah.
you have planned for this show? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we plan to start with the basic cooking things, how to fry, how to boil, and how to make cold food and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then we're gonna do more advanced food. But I'm also excited because I'm gonna get you guys to make ideas for me to what I should make.
Oh, good. You'll take
Yeah,
requests.
yeah, I have to take requests. So, and some of them I can solve, and some of them I can make, or I can make it all of them. But
Yes.
I'm a low budget guy, so I'm going to do dumpster diving, and then I'm gonna see what I'm going to have in my fridge, and then I'm gonna cook
That sounds great.
whatever
And maybe you'll talk a little bit about dumpster diving too, because
I will,
this
and
is
maybe
where
one
your
day.
food comes from.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
maybe
great.
one day I will take you outside and
All
and
right. Well,
podcast with it.
I have a little secret for you. I've been dumpster diving many times.
Uh-oh. Are you a crimer?
I know, really. I think it's a great thing. Good for you. Well,
Yeah,
Boaz, you've been a Christian for a long time.
yeah.
Would you say most of your life?
I would, yeah, because I'm one of the guys that cannot say that this specific day I took I received Jesus, but so it's just come along the years, but through my childhood mainly.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's been a long and good journey.
it has. That's so great. Well, I've known you for what, about 8 years of it, maybe? Eight
Yeah,
years, has it been?
I think it's 8 years since we saw each other for the first time at Green Light District Festival
That's
in
right, in Denmark, and which is one of the sanctuary festivals. And you I think were 17 at the time, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm an old guy right now.
Yeah, see? 25. Of course, you were 17 at the time, and I think I was 21. Is that right?
Yeah, about
Something,
that.
yeah, about there.
It was one of the many years you turning 21 again.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been 21 for, 43 years now, so it's been great.
Yeah, it's been a long journey too.
Yeah. Funny how that works. Well,
Yeah.
tell me what makes this a heavy metal cooking show.
Well, because I listen to heavy metal and that's the best music. So
All right.
to combine that food, and I wanna say that I'm gonna play with flames in my show.
I
Just
like that.
yeah,
And
I need
maybe some cool music in the background once in a while, or
yeah. So
cool.
while we're waiting for the food to cook, we play some heavy music. We
That
do that.
sounds great. So
Yeah.
tell us some of your favorite bands while we're talking about it.
Well, I like For Today,
Yes.
one of my favorite bands because of the lyrics. It's so good. The text work is I just like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the Norwegian band Extol,
Yes, yes, yes.
the old fashioned good band.
They're great, aren't they?
Yeah, I like that.
Good. Well, you
So
have good taste.
I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
So tell us a little bit about your Christian faith. You're not just a Christian in how should I say in a belief system, but you've developed over your lifetime a personal relationship with Jesus, haven't you?
yeah, yeah. Sometimes I use my name to describe my faith, um, because my first name means in God I trust, and my middle name is Peter, and that means rock.
Rock, yes.
Yeah, and some of my friends says that I have a faith like a rock, um,
And I
and
think that's true. I think you
yeah,
do.
because even though we struggles and we all do,
Hmm.
uh, God is still there, and so, some say about me that I'm that guy that shows that.
Well, I think that's true. Boaz, I've walked with you through a lot of different kinds of times in your life, and
Yeah,
you've had some that's been difficult, haven't you?
yeah.
What is it that keeps you going? What is it that keeps you trusting in God during the tough times?
It's just yeah. It's difficult for me to explain that, but the more difficult it looks, the more energy I get to walk.
Ah,
Uh, and I don't know why, but it's just how it works. And I know because God tells us through the Bible that if it's difficult, then it's just God is starting to work. Um,
hmm.
I recently heard my pastor saying, first it's impossible, then it's difficult, and then it's done. And
I like that.
I think that's how God works.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah, and you just you can see that through your life in many situations.
Yes.
I just have something in me when I reach a difficult time. I can you can walk two ways. You can even say I don't want this, and I just walk away,
Yeah,
or just say, well, God said to me that this is gonna hold, so it's gonna hold.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
you've proven that a few different times in your life when a lot of people run the other direction and say, "Well, God, why aren't you doing this?" You're kind of like that disciple that said, "But Lord, where else would we go? You have the words of eternal life."
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I remember when I started in my trainee as a chef. I was the last of three students, and 2 months I think after I was hired, he had to say goodbye to one of the students, and normally it would be the last one coming, and that would be me.
Wow.
But it wasn't. It was the second one. So that was for me the most proven sign for me that I was in the right place, because I didn't know exactly if I wanted to be a chef, and it was pretty hard work. But God put me there, and then
He just opened up the door.
And he opened the door, and he just said, it's you that should be here.
He said, this is you, because one day I want you to do a cooking show for the Sanctuary International Matrix. That's what it was.
Oh, it's like now the whole thing makes sense.
Exactly. Now the revelation comes full circle.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, Boaz, we're very excited for this whole thing to start. We're very excited to learn how to cook, and I'm one of those, and I'm ready to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
I've been cooking for a lot of years, and my food isn't good. So I'm ready to, I use some of your recipes, things that you taught me. I do. You taught me a few things that I still use. I think about it, and one of the things that you taught me how to do is how to break an egg with one hand. So every time I do that now, I feel like I'm cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it is.
And I tried to learn you how to make rye bread, the traditional Danish bread.
Yes.
How does it go with that?
Well, it's hard for us to buy the ingredients.
Yeah, I know.
Sadly, and you can't buy that good bread here. And, seriously, we have so many bread companies, so much bread, and it's just not as good as Denmark. Isn't that true?
And that was the commercial for Travel for Denmark.
That's right. That's true. Absolutely.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, Boaz, in about a week, you're going to be doing the first of the podcasts. And again, it's called Headbangers CookBoob with Boas, Chef Boas.
Exactly.
And you're going to teach us how to cook. We're excited.
So simple as that.
Sounds good. And I'm ready with my pan of water and my stove, and I'm ready to learn how to boil water, and hopefully, I'll learn from there.
Yeah, and
I hope that's where you're going to start.
It's like the foundation, and then we're going to build on top.
That sounds good. Great. Well, my friend, I love you. Thank you so much for doing this. We are very excited for your podcast. And don't forget, folks, Chef Boas starting in a week. Headbangers CookBoob. You won't want to miss it. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.